I wasn't going to interrupt, but since you called my name, I'm going to give you a hug. Oh, we have to play in? Oh, well, until my doctor says no, I don't want to totally misbehave.
Well, you know,
He said walker. Well, I'm hoping that I'll just be in a walking boot when I get home.
you know, I've been aggressive a lot. Nice thing about using try to stare.
Oh, there you go. Or yeah.
Or you can twirl the baton.
There you go. There you go. We need to pray in.
Couldn't clean. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. Hi. So get Ann. Hi. There I am, Ann. Should we pray in? Bossy as I am. Uh-oh. Okay, perfect. You can do whatever you want. That once that's out there, it's public domain. So it is. Yay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, we don't do the affirmation.
Nope.
I'll do it and then I'll call you up.
Okay.
And then you do the invocation in your reading.
Yes, yes, yes.
Must come get my morning hugs. Good to see you.
Keep on healing, love.
I love it.
Good morning.
You beautiful.
Yes, are you? Thank you. I know. Forgot. Oh, yes. And did we hug hello in the morning? We did? Okay. I forget. So got it done.
Peace, right?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was thinking this morning, where did I get this piece? I have no idea. Yeah.
Spectacular.
Yeah, thank you. So much.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's sing. On page 8 in your songbooks, you'll find Take a Little Love and Pass It On. And since we've got a love theme going on today, I thought, why the heck not? So page 8, stay seated if you want, and let's just sing. Take a little love and pass it on.
Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is going to show it. If you take a little love and pass it
How
on.
about some joy?
Take a little joy and pass it on. Take a little joy and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is going to show it. If you take a little, pass it on.
And some peace.
Take a little piece and pass it on. Take a little piece and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. If you take a little piece and pass it on.
Now a smile.
Take a little smile and pass it on. Take a little smile and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. If you take a little smile and pass it on.
And a hug.
Take a little hug and pass it on. Take a little hug and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. If you take a little hug and pass it on.
More love.
Take a little love and pass it on. Take a little love and pass it on. And before you know it, the world is gonna show it. If you take a little love and pass it on.
Is your mic off?
Yes. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good morning.
It was
Welcome.
supposed to be on.
I'm Angie
And you're
Hunter with
supposed
the
to mute
Leadership
it.
Council today. It's nice to have everyone here on this
Mute it though, because
summer solstice, Father's
Hello?
Day. So happy Father's Day. If you're a father, grandfather, father figure, we love you. We're grateful for you. It's nice to see your face here. We have a few announcements. So I'm going to start with the one in your program bulletin. These are always available for you to take home and read at your leisure. So I'm not going to reread them to you. So please make sure you check them out and carry those home so you have all the most recent up-to-date information. Next, we need some volunteers for this coming Saturday. Rev Bob Grabowski's Celebration of Life will be held here, and we're imagining knowing lots of people will be here to celebrate him and share love. So if you'd like to help us out by volunteering with helping with parking and cleanup after, we would love to have that. We're going to set this in the foyer. Just sign up, and then Heidi will call you with details. Minot needs some extra hands after service if you'd like to help out. Packaging seeds. So see Minot. If you don't know her, she's standing back there. She'll wave. Find her, and then we'll go to the children's classroom in the back and we'll package some seeds. And then lastly, the Leadership Council Sunday Share. So it's kind of just picnic heavy. So we've announced the date for the summer picnic, Sunday, July 12th at around 5:30. But we just wanted you to know a couple of new things we're doing this year. So it has an official theme. It is the finger licking, toe tapping Western barbecue. So we will be filling your inbox this week with all the details. So just kind of check your emails. We'll have some sign up, some links online in Realm, things like that. But we want to encourage you to wear your best Western gear. So whether you don your cowboy hat or your boots, just make it fun. Who knows? There might be a surprise prize, a winning, a game, a little competition involved. We'll see. And then also the last part of the picnic, another opportunity to serve. We did create some sponsorship categories. So the Buckaroo, $50. The Wrangler, $100, and the Trailblazer for $200. So if you would like to help out by donating into one of those categories, we would love to have some extra funds this year to really make it a bigger event. And we do want to do a little quick shout out. We have already 3 Trailblazers Rev Gayle and Paul Dillon. Myself and my husband Todd are sharing the music sponsorship. And then Amy Roberts has also dedicated $200 to be a trailblazer as well. So all that information will come in your inbox this week. All right. Let us I don't think there's any new faces here. I think I know everyone. Is there a new face here? I don't know. Doug is pointing at someone. Okay, we're not going to call him out. I think I just know him. No, Kathy's not new. I know Kathy too. That's right. New-ish. But anyway, it was about welcome packets. If you haven't gotten one, we can get you one of those. But let's do our affirmation together. So inside your program, under Rev Gayle's beautiful face, we have our Everyday Enlightenment affirmation, which we will read together. I embrace myself with love, open my heart, and allow my life to be a blessing. So now, Ann Christensen, your prayer practitioner of the day, will give us some fabulous words.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I am prayer practitioner, a licensed prayer practitioner at Light on the Mountains. And today, I think it's time for me to take a deep breath. And I think for all of us who got a little stressed getting here on time. Okay. So, and it is now time. If you can and feel good closing your eyes, please do, and we will go within. Okay. I know that there is one universal spirit, one infinite intelligence, one divine presence, one creative force. And that force, that presence, that intelligence, that spirit is all there is, but it is in everything in the universe, and it is love and joy and beauty. It is peace and harmony, order and balance, goodness, wisdom, intelligence, infinite abundance, and perfect health. And I know that it is within each one of us here today and with everyone everywhere, because it's in everything in the universe. And it is a wonderful thing to be able to communicate with. And I give thanks for that. And I give thanks for Light on the Mountains and this wonderful philosophy and all of those who help to make our time here perfect. And I know that we have so many wonderful people working for us. I give thanks for Angie and the rest of the Leadership Council. I give thanks for my fellow practitioners, and I give thanks for Donna and Susan, who have so often are the busy ones in the kitchen providing us with wonderful food afterwards. But I give thanks for Nancy Cadet, who does, and Sam too. They do so much around here that we don't even know about. And I give thanks for whoever is making this information go out online. And I give thanks for them or him or her. I'm not sure who it is today. And I give thanks for everything, but especially for our interim minister, Reverend Gayle, and her talks that are always perfect. And she is our talker today, and we are blessed. And I give thanks for RL always, because his music is what keeps us going, I think, sometimes. So thank you. I give thanks for all of this. And together we say, and so it is. And now, if I can read at my glasses, I'm sorry. I think I spilled something on my glasses. We shall see. Okay. The reading today, is from the June magazine, and it's from This topic is love, and that is our subject today. And I could have chosen one of 30 things written here. If you haven't this magazine, I suggest you do. I am sending it to my daughter in California. And I am reading the one from June 16th. And it is, these are all written by the spiritual leader of the Science of Mind right now. She is amazing. She is my favorite person. It's Reverend Dr. Soni Cantrell Smith. She is I read her whenever she's here. She's usually has something in each magazine. Now, this is, she entitled, Love Extends to Sacred Activism. And then she gives a quote from Bell Hooks. I don't know what that is. Love is an action, never simply a feeling. And then she gives a quote from Ernest Holmes. Democracy is a spiritual idea, and it must and will be preserved. A duty is imposed on all of us to take our part, each in their small way, toward the keeping and guarding of that freedom without which life could have no meaning to any of us. And then she writes, sacred activism emerges when love extends beyond personal comfort and into purposeful action for the well-being of all. It's not reactive or fueled by anger alone. It is guided by love, the spiritual principle that all beings are interconnected and worthy of dignity, respect, and justice. In Science of Mind teachings, spiritual living is not passive. It is creative. Spirit moves through us to heal our inner world and to uplift and transform our outer world. Healthy activism arises when we act from a place of deep connection with spirit, seeing all beings as beloved expressions of the divine. Love calls us to care and to serve in ways that heal, restore, and unify. Today, reflect on where your love naturally moves you toward action. Maybe you stand for fairness, advocate for the marginalized, comfort the afflicted, or foster community where division once stood. Sacred activism asks us to bring more than just passion. It asks us to bring our presence, wisdom, and compassion into our responses. Love keeps our heart open, even through challenges. It steadies our intention and invites solutions that uplift rather than divide. Remember that every act of kindness, every voice raised in truth, every compassionate choice is part of a larger field of transformation. Love and sacred activism together create a force for good that honors life at every level. And her affirmation is, I act with love and purpose. My actions contribute to justice, unity, and healing for all life. Okay, and now, I think it must be time for some superb music.
Oh, let's see what happens.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to say.
Thank you, Anne. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
A thought of the day. I think I mentioned last week that my friend Lisa and her husband Jay were coming to visit. Well, they did, all the way from Leesburg, Virginia. And we had a delightful time. They were worried that their Airbnb didn't have air conditioning. I said, open the windows. And the next morning they said, we've never slept like that before. So we met for lunch. I took the afternoon off. We had lunch at Cookbook. We went by and saw the pavilion. They're both musicians, so they were fascinated by that. And then I said, well, let's drive north a little bit, thinking we would just drive up to Galena and look and notice how sawtoothy the sawtooths are, those things that you do when people come to visit from other parts of the country. But we got there, and Lisa said, well, what happens if we keep driving? So we got back in the car. Jay started the car. We stopped at Smiley Creek. Lisa and I shared a chocolate shake. Jay, when we saw him, his eyes were this big. He went, I got a root beer float. They gave me this cup of ice cream and told me I can keep refilling the root beer until it's all gone. And I don't think I've ever seen joy any more beautifully displayed on someone's face. And then we drove on, and we drove to Redfish, and it was a Thursday, so there weren't tons of people there, but there were people there. There was energy, and it was getting later in the day, so they were setting up because they do live music in the afternoon, and Lisa and Jay were charmed, and then Lisa went, wait, there are boats. Shouldn't we be on a boat? So we rented a boat, and out we were on the lake, and we drove across the lake, and we stopped, and we sat in the middle of the lake, all along telling stories, because I've known them since I was in my 20s. And so we told 20-year-old stories, 40-year-old stories about being 20-somethings. And they were silly, and they were carefree, and they were bold. And we often use the words, and we survived that, or we're still here. I didn't check my phone to see if I had cell service. How great is that? Fast forward to yesterday when I get this text from Reverend Gayle at 11:04, which says, at Coffee and Conversations with Rev Gayle, I said, tomorrow is Awakening the Heart. Then I said, what's love got to do with it? Someone asked if we could do that Tina Turner song tomorrow. I wrote back, okay, I love the universe. I love you. I love our tribe. I woke up this morning singing What's Love Got to Do with It? I guess it should happen. So then I spent all day yesterday thinking about love, pop love songs. And so you're going to have to help because I'm a little out of my box, a little out of the safety zone. But we'll just sing along. I'll let you know what's going on. Like we're going to start with, and please, please, please sing. You must understand that the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. That it's only the thrill of boy meeting girl. Opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. You must try to ignore that it means that. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Well, I thought if that's fun, then let's see how I'm getting there. 1 and 2. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be your side forevermore. You know that love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Okay, this one's good though. All you need is love. All you need is love. Da-da-da-da. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Keep vamping. Love is all you need. You got it needs now is love, sweet love. It's It's the only thing that there's just a little love. What the world needs now is a love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans needs now His love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, not just for some, oh, but just for everyone. Light on the Mountains, where we sing pop songs together. And now, my intro music doesn't have to be nearly as long now.
Yeah, I know.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Are you turning your mic on, or are they?
I think it's on. Is it not on? No? Yeah, it's green light.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Now we're more on.
Now we're more on.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Good morning. You're beautiful. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for doing that. And when I told my husband that RL might sing the Tina Turner song, he was like, Gayle, have you looked up the words to that song? Well, that's why. I was like, oh, thank you for doing that. Because I was like, yeah, it's more than a secondhand emotion. Yeah. So I'm going to start with what Dan Millman has to say about Awaken Your Heart. Love is life's great secret. It transcends fear and isolation, guiding you beyond the shallows of sentiment to the shores of boundless being. Love endures not from words or feelings alone, but from actions that carry you beyond the interests of separate self, beyond reason or motive to embrace all people, things, and circumstances. Loving kindness begins in little ways, in moments of insight and humility, in your soul's longing for love's communion, which waits on the other side of your heart's doorway. This is the sentence I love the most. You are not here to contact your higher self. You are here to become it. So how many of you have somebody in your life that you've made separate, that they have angered you, they've hurt your feelings? Maybe it's because of a divorce. Maybe it's a best friend that's done you wrong. Anybody besides me? Yeah. And I gave that, as I was preparing this, I thought, oh my goodness, I got divorced 30 plus years ago, and I am still holding that person in that reality. When I talk about him, it was as he was. And I thought, wow, that's a little unfair. You're not that person. You haven't seen that person. You have no idea if or how he has grown in consciousness. And so that is how we awaken our heart. It's realizing that everybody changes. Ernest Holmes says, we are a consciousness ever expanding. And that means everybody's a consciousness ever expanding, not just me, not just you, but those people that we have set aside in our life. George Bernard Shaw had a great quote. He said, the only person that measures me every time I see them is my tailor. Right? And what if we looked at people and thought with curiosity instead of with, oh, I know that person. Like, ooh, I wonder what's changed about them today. Right? And so there's two ways to awaken our heart. One is, of course, the inward journey, and we need to do that first, in my opinion, because if we can't love ourselves, if we can't awaken our own heart, then what's the expectation that we have of the rest of the world? Because we teach people how to treat us, how we behave. People watch, they listen to what we say about ourselves. And then they react to that. So loving yourself first, I think, is the most important thing. And so to do that, one of the things you need to do, maybe I'm just talking to myself here, because I do that a lot. And Jan will tell you I do that, or Angie, I do that out loud, just so you know, is to calm down, right? You can't listen to your heart, feel that intuition, unless you take a breath. And in our society, I believe we honor or look at how much did you get done, right? So, our to-do lists are this long and we feel really great when it's all clear and we can start with our next to-do list. And what if your first to-do list during the day or the start of your day, at the end of your day, is just to calm down and breathe? The meditation this morning was great because Kelly said for the first 10 minutes, we're just going to breathe and then we're going to go into listening. And at 9 o'clock, I realized I hadn't gone into listening. I just kept breathing and listening to I was listening to my breath, but he didn't tell me when I was supposed to shift. So, I know, Kelly. I was waiting for instruction. It didn't come. So I was like, okay. And when you're in meditation, you really don't know how much time or how long you're in meditation. So it was very calming, and I really appreciated that. And then to really take time to be curious. Ernest Holmes says we are consciousness ever evolving. If we're not curious, how can we evolve? If we think we know the answers, and I don't know how many of you get there, I get there sometimes. It's got to be, this is the answer. Is it? It's my answer. One of the discussions we had recently was about, I believe we are all God in form. And somebody brought up the fact, well, if you say that to somebody that is a devout Christian, they would say, blasphemy. Blasphemy. You can't be God in form, right? And who am I to say that I'm right and they're wrong? And so I thought about that this morning, and I thought, and yet it's done unto me as I believe. And so as long as I choose to believe that everybody is God in form, that's my decision. It's my right as a human being, a spiritual being, having this human experience, that's how I choose to look at everybody. Do I do it perfectly every time? Oh, no, not at all. I can't say that person that I told you about that I haven't seen in 30 years, that if we walked through the doors right now, I wouldn't go right back 30 years and go, right? Because we don't, there's that place within us that stores all of those past experiences. And yes, we can enlighten those past experiences. We can bring them to the light and we can heal those and become a consciousness ever expanding. And however, here's the truth. Those experiences don't really go away. Those memories are always there. And so there are times when you can get overly tired. There are times when you're running on empty, and then something's going to happen, and the first response is going to be that past experience is going to come up and say, this is how we behave in this situation. And then when it's over, you're going to go, I thought I was going to behave differently. Maybe next time, right? It's a learning experience. As Bob Holly always says, this is school. This is where we're going to learn. right? That's why we're all here. And so to practice, to read, and don't always read, stretch yourself. Read something outside of your comfort zone that you're like, oh, really? What's like, do I even believe that? Doesn't hurt to read it. It's not going to catch your hands on fire if you hold the book. Or if you listen to a podcast that you're like, I would never listen to that. Well, how do you know unless you listen to it? And they might have something important to say that you'd never thought of before. Do I do that a lot? No. I have my favorite podcasts that I listen to, but it's a stretch, right? It's a stretch. And then to realize that this is an abundant universe, right? And what I mean by that is you can be abundant. You can have everything that you desire in life. And it doesn't mean that when you have that I won't. There's more than enough. Do we have distribution issues? Absolutely. However, don't limit yourself thinking, oh, I can't have that because if I have that, then Nancy doesn't get any. Nancy will have more than enough. All she has to do is visualize and know it in her heart of heart. You don't believe that? Of course you do. Of course you do. And so it's that inward of awakening. And there's lots of talk when you first start taking classes here is the longest journey you'll ever make is from your head to your heart. They say it's 18 inches. And my problem always was I came from corporate America. I got a lot of bonuses and a lot of raises because I stayed up here all the time. And so to tell me to move 18 inches, like this is like some easy little path I'm going to take, just drop into your heart. Like, really? How do you do that? Right? How do you do that? It takes practice. And sometimes that practice is like if you've ever been to anything where they do the drum beat that is to the beat of your heart and just start tapping on your chest. And that will immediately take you out of your head and put you in your heart. Because if we're going to change the world around us, this is where we need to be. The world is the way it is right now, I think, because we spend a lot of time up here. And if we spent more time down here, how could the world not be more loving and more kind? And so the inward, once we do the inward and we're comfortable with who we are, with the love that we are, because that's the truth of our being, we're little love bugs. Every single one of us. If we're God in form, God's a little love bug. And, that's how I visualize it. Not some big thing sitting up in heaven with a scroll judging me, but a little love bug that wants me to be happy, to really enjoy my life to the fullest. Now, I am here on planet Earth. I'm going to have some ups and downs, right? Or pops or whatever you want to call them. We're all going to have those. It's part of this experience. It's not the experience, it's how do you move through it, right? And I will tell you that maybe from Thursday night or Friday night, one of my besties texted me and said, how's it going? And I guess it was Thursday night. And I thought, I could probably just tell her I'm doing fine. And I went, and the first thing she said was, okay, now stop. And then she unhooked everything I said for me. Because at the moment, I couldn't unhook myself. That's what friends are. That's what practitioners are. That's what ministers are. We help you see the truth of who you are. And so those are texts that I save because sometimes I will get there and I won't reach out. And interestingly enough, I didn't reach out. She reached out to me. It was like she knew, right? It was like, so how's it going? Thursday evening at 9:00. You know, and so have those people and don't be afraid to tell the truth. You know, in 12-step programs, they call it fine. I'll let you figure out what the F is for. Insecure, neurotic, and emotional. So when you say, I'm fine, that's where I go in my head. Oh, okay then. How are you really? Right? How are you really? Because we too often, don't we? We ask somebody how they are, and it's just a polite way to start a conversation. It's not an honest way to start a conversation, unless, like my friend who texted me, you really want to know, how are you? What's going on in your life? Who are you? Right? We think we know each other. Yesterday, we talked about, because we had coffee and conversations at the Wild Beat, and what I loved about it, sometimes when we're inside, Bob in his brilliance will come up with a question. The wonderful thing about yesterday was, because we were outdoors and we were at a long table, we couldn't have heard each other if we wanted to, was watching everybody get into real conversations. Because when we're here on Sundays, we kind of don't do that. We're cordial. We have our cup of coffee, we eat our stuff, and, you know, we kind of talk. And to just sit and realize we're just going to talk, right? It was really delightful to see all the different conversations that were going around this big table. And that is part of that outward. I don't know about you. I realized in my marriages before my current marriage, and yes, I said plural, was that I have never felt so alone in all my life living with somebody, because there was no attention spent with each other. And with studying this and then watching the 4 seasons on Netflix, the first season is about a couple that had been married a long, long time, and all she wanted to do was play games on her tablet. And I thought, oh my God, you are turning into her. And so this morning, I deleted all of my games that I think are so important that I have to play them daily. I have a series of games that I didn't delete them all. However, I delete the one. Well, I play Wordle. Yeah, I play Wordle with friends, with my kids. And then Luminosity, I believe, is there to make my brain better, or to at least keep it vital or young, whatever. So I saved those 2. But the rest, and there were 5 others, just so you know, I thought, you know, your husband, my dear, dear husband, has asked me more than once, would you please stop playing your games? And I'm like, pay attention. You know, this was like, ooh, light bulb. And then if you haven't watched, if you're old enough, you remember 4 Seasons was a movie, probably in the 70s, maybe the 80s. And now Tina Fey has redone it as a series. And so the episode 1 kind of woke me up, shook me to my boots. Glad my husband still loves me before it became like, all she wants to do is play games all the time. So attention, give people attention. We are all starved to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. Every single one of us, whether it's somebody that is living on the streets or if it's somebody that is driving a Ferrari, it doesn't matter. We're all human. And the connection that we make as human beings is when we talk to each other, to really look at each other, spend some time instead of, you know, being in conversation with somebody and then in your head thinking, oh, I know how I'm going to answer Dinah. I have to wait for her to quit talking so I can tell her what I think, instead of just listening. Because when I really started to do that, what I realized, if I'm supposed to say something, it'll come through. And maybe I'm just supposed to listen. Maybe that's my purpose today, is to be attentive and to be forgiving, not only of yourself, but to be forgiving of other people. Because the truth is, I don't want anybody to judge me based on who I was 30 odd years ago. Because trust me, you wouldn't know her. Thank you, God, for that. And I know her, and I'm not proud of her. And what I do is when she wants to come back up is just say, oh, honey, I get it. I was that person. But look who I am now. I'm not that person anymore. That's how you forgive yourself. Again, that consciousness ever expanding. And then what I do is I write white light around that energy and blow it back to the divine and say, if I need to see it again, bring it on. However, I think I'm done with that. And you never know, right? I might need that stepping stone. Because every time we expand, we're going to look at it differently, a situation differently, right? We're going to look at people differently. And so that is part of forgiveness, is to really not only forgive yourself, have the heart to forgive others. They did if it's your parents, they did the best they could with what they knew. It's true. I tell myself that all the time when I think about my mom. She did the best she could. Forgive her. Not today. Okay, tomorrow. Sometimes you want to hang on to that stuff, and it doesn't do us any good, right? It doesn't do us any good. So to practice, and how do we practice? Put your hand on your heart. And maybe you want to take a finger and just tap. Could you give us a beat on the piano that's a heartbeat? This is where we pray from. This is where we love from. This is where we should speak from. This is the brain that really matters. And so that is what I know to be the truth right here and right now. Is in our humanness, we are divine. That which is love is the truth of who we are. There is no separation. There's just the one. It is over us, around us, through us, as us. It loves us regardless. And to love like that, that is the awakening of the heart. And so I know that for each and every person here. I know it as we move out into the community this week. If we forget, we just take a moment, put our hand on our heart, and say, thank you, God. And so it is. Oh, Anne wanted you to know. Thank you, Anne. I wrote a blog on Friday. Maybe some of you read it, saw it. Anne loved it. So she brought it. And if you want a copy, she doesn't make copies anymore, she said. However, if you want a copy, just let her know and she'll make a copy in the office for you.
She'll have a copy made.
She'll have a copy made. Yeah, she knows where the machine is.
I like that. You were great.
Oh, thanks. Too kind.
Hello again. That was fabulous. I'm just like sitting up here in the front row smiling at everything because I know what RL did this morning. He did this morning, and it was fabulous because that's how he is, just like the heartbeat on the piano. And the talk that Rev Gayle just gave us, my practice that came out of that this week is, I ask myself lots of questions, especially when I find myself in situations that feel like a pattern I don't want to be in anymore. So where's your attention? Like, I'm going to use that this week because I think it does boil down to what we're looking at, and maybe we just need a redirect. So I found that quite insightful. And her blog, if you didn't read it, is sublime this week. It was lovely. And I didn't give her that feedback on email. And so I'm shouting her out right now. So go read it if you didn't. It's just perfect. I agree, Ann. Okay. So thank you. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude everywhere. We thank you for everything you give us, whether it's your presence here today, whether it's time, serving, greeting, kitchen. All of those go into making this space fabulous. And so that's what we're here to do right now, is say a big thank you. If you give us money monthly, we're grateful. If you'd like to, there's a white form in the back of the chairs. If you do, grab your purple card. If you throw cash in the basket, we thank you as well. And do I have people that are going to grab baskets? Oh, David, thank you. You're on it. Didn't see you there. And if you give online through the donate button, we thank you. So together, let's share our offering affirmation. It's in your program on the inside cover. If you'd like to close your eyes, if you'd like to feel that heartbeat again, feel free. But together we will say, from the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It is evidence of my faith, gratitude, and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly.
When the basket gets to the end of your road, would you pass it to the road?
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision, up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. It's my decision. Right here, right now.
We receive these gifts as evidence of the law of circulation. And so thank you all. And if you're online, thank you. The love of Spirit blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive abundantly. And so it is. And so before we close, Ann Christensen will be in the minister's office. Oh, good grief. Okay. She'll be in the minister's office, which is through those doors, first door on your left, if you'd like prayer. And if she's busy, there are other practitioners here that would also be available if you're a practitioner and willing to pray. If Anne, raise your hand. Thank you. So there's Kelly and there's Candace and oh my goodness, why do I do this to myself? Hang on. I know this person really well.
I love that you're doing this. This is so great.
It starts with an A, and now I'm going to go, Alex. Oh my God. My God. Lord. I would like to say I'm not even going to go there because that's not true.
Martha, that was just great.
Yeah. Thanks, Ted. I really appreciate it.
Are you going to send us to the
Freaking
garage?
menopause.
I am. Well, what did we say last time?
The social garage.
The social garage. So after we're done here, take that laughter, if you will, and go into the social garage, also known as the social hall or just the garage, because that's my brain and how it works. Now you know. And have more fun, more conversation. Ask somebody, tell me really how you doing today? And then listen. Yeah. Don't ask you that today. Okay, don't ask Dinah that today because she'll say fine. So, RL, I think you're on.
It's time to sing. You know, I have to tell you, during the pandemic, especially with high school kids, when I would talk to them online or however I was being able to connect with them, I realized that asking the question, how are you, was a really hard question. And so what I started to say to people is, tell me about your world.
I remember that. You shared that. I love that.
Which could be, I had bacon for breakfast. Or it could be, things are falling apart. Or it could be, I'm in love. And so I continue to do that even now. I see people and I say, tell me about your world. Whatever. And I hear a lot about bacon. We're going to sing to finish our time together. On page 9 in your songbooks, you'll find loving kindness. It's a beautiful Buddhist prayer set to some music. We'll sing first, may I, then we'll offer it as a blessing to each other with may you, and we'll confirm with we'll end with an affirmation of may we be blessed, be filled. Page 9, stay seated, stand, whatever is best for you. Be filled with loving kindness. May I be glad. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be happy.
Trying to capture